This video is meant to give a quick overview on how to use a table to trace variables through code. Here we have a simple example to calculate the factorial. In this simple piece of code we have three different variables: limit, count, and fact. And you'll see these variables set up over here in the table: limit, count, and fact. Here we are, we're going to step through the code, and as we step through the code, we're going to set the values of the variables into this table. As the variables change, we enter the new value of the variable in the row below it. Here we are at the first step. The first step, we set limit equal to 4, so in the table we'll set it to 4. We go to the next step. Here we set count equal to 0, so we set that in the table. The next step, fact equals 1, so we'll set fact equal to 1. And we go to the next step. The next step is a while loop. Here we're not setting any value, but we're comparing count and limit. So here we can see that count is 0 and limit is 4. So since 0 is less than 4, we will enter the loop. Here in the loop, the next line, we see that count is 0. We're going to increment it, so count is equal to 1. And so after we leave that, and here we are, and now we can see that count is now 1. We set that here. Fact equals fact times count. 1 is fact, count is 1, so 1 times 1 equals 1. And then it goes back, then the curly brace ends, and we go back to the top of the loop. Here we evaluate count and limit again. Here count is equal to 1, and limit is equal to 4. So we know that 1 is less than 4. It'll go to the next statement where we increment count. Count is now, after this statement, will be 2. Fact equals fact times count. 2 times 1. Fact is 1, count is 2. 2 times 1 is 2. Goes back up to the top of the loop again. Evaluating count limit. 2 is less than 4, so it'll go to the next, it'll continue in the loop. It'll increment count to 3 after this step. After this step, fact will be fact times count. 2 times 3, which is 6. It'll go back up to the top of the loop. 3 is still less than 4. It'll go back into the loop again. We see count is incremented to 4. Goes to the next line. Fact is fact times count. 6 times 4 is 24. Oh, sorry. 24. And now we go back to the top. Now it evaluates count and limit again. 4 is equal to 4 and not less than 4, so we expect this to skip out of the loop and print the value.